Okay, hello everyone. It is Monday, September 21st, 2015. If you can believe it, fall is almost here. Officially, fall is about to start in a day or two here. And that means, as you know, when the fall begins, the chaos ensues with game releases, and this year is certainly not going to be any different. I'd like to thank you for being here and welcome you to my first of 2 gameplay streams for the day. Today is going to start off with a 2.5 to 3 hour session of Metal Gear Solid 5, and we are in the Endgame, ladies and gents. I believe, actually, today we're kicking off with episode 40, which is going to be a story-based mission. Unfortunately, I believe, yes, again, it's going to be a mission where it's reusing certain aspects of the game, reusing another location, I believe. For what I'm to understand, there are about 2 to 3 more unique missions left at the end of the game. There'll be a few side missions we'll probably be forced to do to advance the story. Excuse me. But for the most part, another couple streams, and I think we're going to be wrapping up Metal Gear Solid 5. And that's a good thing, because at this point, let's face it, I've been playing this game since September 1st, and the funny thing is, it's not like I haven't been playing it. I mean, I've been playing this game more than any other game this month, and here we are, still playing it. I believe the playthrough is up to almost part 90, if not into part 90 by now. And keep in mind that my videos are much longer now than they used to be. It's not like each video is 10 minutes long. We're talking some of these videos are 20, 30 minutes long. So this has been quite a long playthrough. I've enjoyed it. There's been highs and lows, and in that regard, you know, I will obviously, once I beat the game, I will elaborate on all of this in my review of the game, which hopefully I'll be able to release quickly after the end of the game. You know, a lot of people have been saying, Phil, we really wish that now that you're in the hardcore gaming season, you'll maybe lay off a little bit on working on montages and these special projects, and instead focus in on the playthroughs and the reviews. So fair enough, this is what people want. I'm going to give people what they want. Rather than me, I'm going to take, you know, several streams away this week to do a best and worst montage. Well, instead then I'll be focusing on, you know, doing what I do best. Playing games, reviewing games, having fun with games. The people are speaking and I am listening. So, the focus today, see how far we can get in Metal Gear Solid 5 in the 3 hours or so we'll be playing. Later tonight will be Fallout New Vegas, and we are very close to the conclusion of that playthrough. I may actually, if I'm to understand it, I may actually beat the game tonight. It all depends on if I can unlock this final quest line or not, which I really would like to do, the remnants of the Enclave side quest, but I have to trigger this certain thing, and in order to trigger the thing, it may actually screw up the quest line with the Caesar's Legion. So I don't know if it's able, even if I do this thing, if I'm able to unlock this certain quest line or not. We're going to mess with this tonight, alright? We're going to mess around a little bit with it. And then depending on that and how it goes, we'll determine, you know, where we go with that playthrough. If I can't do this final side quest line, then we're probably just going to head right into the end game of the game and finish that up, which I believe, if not tonight, one more stream should probably be enough to wrap up the Fallout New Vegas playthrough, so that's good. Tomorrow we got a new game called Soma, and it's a survival horror game from the makers of Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Everyone's saying it's around 6 to 9 hours long, depending on, you know, how much you take your time with it. And you know me, when I play these survival horror style games, I do my best to look around and find hidden items, read all of the story logs and stuff that you find. So I'm going to hopefully, you know, be putting in a good amount of time this week into Soma, which should be fun. And I don't know when it's going to launch. The problem is, if you were just here on pre-stream 15 minutes ago, I was searching on PSN for Soma, and it's not listed yet, which unfortunately is not a very good sign. What that means is that the game is not set up to launch immediately, which means there'll be no midnight release, which means it'll release willy-nilly whenever they feel like releasing it tomorrow. And because of that, I can't promise you that I'll be playing Soma on first stream tomorrow. In fact, more than likely what's going to end up happening is it'll be released around, you know, 3, 4, 5 p.m., whatever time it may be, randomly in the middle of the afternoon, and I probably will end up playing Metal Gear Solid 5 again on first stream tomorrow if the game isn't released yet. So just a forewarning, if Soma is available, then I'll be playing it first stream tomorrow. If not, it'll be Metal Gear Solid 5, and Soma will be second stream tomorrow. And Soma will be a major focus this week. I'm not going to go too much into it on this pre-stream, but you should definitely check out the weekend preview, which I released last night on the King of Hate Vlogs. It explained the schedule for this week. People seem pretty pleased with the fact that this week's going to possibly be the conclusion of 2 playthroughs. Definitely going to be at least 1 game review, if not 2. And also the fact that we're going to be doing a new game. So there's a lot of variety this week coming up. Rather than just being the same games over and over, we're going to have a lot of variety in the content that I'm able to put out for you this week. And that's a good thing. Next week, we'll see what happens with all the games that I'm playing. And if I have a little bit more time next week, I may be playing both Tony Hawk and NBA 2K16. Or I may not. It all depends on how things go with all the games that I'm playing. Obviously, if I'm still stuck in, you know, three playthroughs, no, I don't want to start 2 new games, you know what I mean? But the goal is possibly to finish up Soma, Fallout, and maybe even Metal Gear Solid 5 by the end of this week. And if that's the case, that's good, because that means I can focus more on Mad Max, and I can play the new releases next week. So no promises, but I will let everyone know, obviously, you know, what happens with that, okay? Besides that, I don't have a heck of a lot to talk about, honestly. You guys know the deal. You know what's going on with everything. You know about all the new content that came out over the past week and such. The only, you know, obviously the only thing I'll throw out there, once again, I'll throw out there Patreon. $5 pledges this month, which right now you have about, looking at this the calendar, you have 9 days left to pledge for the month of September. $5 pledges are going to be able to nominate and vote on horror-themed games for me to play during a Halloween mini-marathon on October 31st. That's awesome. Plus, you'll get your own personal perks. You know, for your pledge level, depending on how much you actually pledge. Check that out at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Especially if you like the stream, you like the content, and you want to see me continue to do this full-time and cover all the games of this hardcore gaming season. That will certainly help me and help the business in the long run, okay? Really, that's about it. There's nothing really, like I said, nothing major going on. I have the air conditioner on now to cool down the office a little bit. I'll probably turn it off in a few minutes. So we'll see. And we'll go from there. Alright, so let's make this a nice short pre-stream. Let me, first of all, find my headphones. Oops. Here they are. Last night I was watching the WWE Night of Champions pay-per-view in the office here, because this is where we have the consoles, and the consoles all have the WWE Network app on them. So, Leanna and I watched the pay-per-view, and then we actually watched an episode of Monday Night Raw is War from, like, September 1999, which is pretty funny to watch, you know, the show from 16 years ago and the stuff during the Attitude Era compared to what they put out today. A lot different. Alright, everybody. Let us get started with Metal Gear Solid 5. Let's just jump right into it. Thank you for being here, and let's begin.